Supplies that you will need: coloring pages from the internet or coloring books, Crayola colored pencils and Crayola twistable colored pencils, watercolor brush pens, which you can get online at Walmart. All the others you can get at Walmart. I researched how to use texture and dimension with coloring pages, and here are a few different ways you can use texture when you're coloring. Outline the detail with a darker color. Pick up your colors as you are going to use them. Balance your colors across the page. You can use cutouts for dimension. Coloring on various surfaces such as wood or canvas, and use paint markers for highlights. I will be using 3 different types of color for texture: colored pencils, twistable colored pencils, and the watercolor pens. I use the watercolored pens to color the main points in the picture. Using them brings out the object in the picture. The twistables are more like using a crayon. They have a very smooth texture. The colored pencils I use for the lighter texture, like tree branches and all of the smaller parts like the center of the flowers. The birds, the birdhouse, and the sunflower are the main attraction to the coloring page. So let's get started. Oops. So first I'm going to use the watercolor and do the birdhouse. So I'm going to start on that, and I'm going to color this roof with the watercolor pen to give it some texture. And these are really fun to use once you get used to using them on paper. Now I'm going to do the birdhouse. I'm going to bring this birdhouse so it stands out in the picture when it's done. So once you get this done with the red, it makes it stand out on the picture. I'm doing this pretty quickly though to get it done. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to use the brown, which is a color pencil, which gives it a different texture. And I'm going to go around this. And color this in here. And let's see, the orange. Where's the orange? using just the regular colored pencils on this. And then I'm going to just take and use this lighter pencil and highlight it, going the direction of the lines to give it the texture. Let's see, I'm going to take this darker color and kind of make this a little bit darker. And I kind of missed a spot in the orange. There you go. Okay, so let's try to do one of the birds, which is another object I want to stand out, so I'm going to use the colored pens. Let's see. Okay, and then I'm going to take some gray and let's see. Where's my I'm going to put gray on with the Crayola Twistable just to give it a little bit of different texture. And just a little bit of black on the, just to give that some highlight. And then we're going to color his eye and his beak. That. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to start coloring some of the flowers with the Twistables. And this takes a while. So I'm just going to do a few. And then I'm going to use, oops, I missed a few here. Okay. I'm going to use a colored pencil, a regular, to do the inside of the flowers. So I have my three textures, the colored pencil, the Twistables, and the watercolor pens. Let's do a few leaves, get the gist of what it looks like. Using just a regular brown pencil for the wood on the tree and the stems. And you just continue on like that. So you can see the different textures. Regular pencil, twistable, which is like a crayon, and then the watercolor pens. Thanks for joining me.